I'm doing good even. So you're working from home today.
Yes, I am.
Okay, no issue. Okay. Could you please go yourself your expertise experience?
Yes, I have a
Right.
total of 12 years of experience in IT. I have worked on various technologies like SQL Server, Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, and Azure SQL Server, Azure DevOps, various Azure services as well. This is mostly about.
Okay. Okay. You okay. What is your current role?
It is a senior data engineer.
Senior data engineer.
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain your last project? What are all the challenges that you have faced, and then how did you overcome some of them?
Yeah, in my last project is Australian Unity. It is a insurance based company where we used to transfer the data from SQL Server to Azure Databricks and Azure Data Lake as well, using Azure Data Factory, where we used to create pipelines and perform add activities in that pipelines and schedule them, schedule triggers, and we will use to transfer the data. And once the data is in Azure Databricks, where we will be uh, structuring the data and we will be saving it, and then we will be generating reports as per the client requirements, and also we will be performing cleaning activities and other monitoring the data as well. Those are the things I
Okay.
have done.
So in Azure, you mentioned the data factory, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, and etc. Okay. So can you explain some of the differences between the Synapse and Databricks?
In Synapse, we have a data warehouse where that structured data is there, and we can generate analytics in various formats. But in Azure Databricks, we can also have unstructured data. We can transfer it into structured data, and we can generate reports. In Azure Databricks, we can use PySpark and Python SQL Server as well. In Azure Azure Synapse, we can mostly use Python, and in Azure Synapse, we have mostly used graphics as well. The same can be done in Azure Databricks as well.
Okay. Maybe any suggestion saying that okay, when to choose Databricks, when to choose Synapse, something like that.
Uh, if you have a structured data and we can generate reports, we can go for Synapse. But if you are if you are not sure what kind of data you will be receiving from the client, and if you want to use data for AI or ML, then you have to go for Databricks.
Okay. So in the Synapse Analytics, you know the data warehouse only, the dedicated pool only you know.
Yeah.
But there are other components also available in Synapse Analytics similar to Databricks, right?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay. So what about Fabric, Microsoft Fabric? Have you done any implementations or POCs or etc.? How does it?
Yes, I have involved in Fabrics. We created pipelines. We have created jobs as well in Spark, and we have
Mhm.
created reports as well.
Okay. What is the difference you see from Synapse to Fabric then?
In Synapse, we need third-party pipelines. In Fabrics, we there have inbuilt pipelines where we can create pipelines in Fabrics. itself, and we can transfer the data from any source into the warehouse in Fabrics, and we can clean the data using a Python, PySpark, and SQL Server, and we can generate the reports. In Synapse, we can only have warehouses where which doesn't have any pipelines. We have to use any ADF like those pipelines, and we have to generate reports.
Okay. What is the difference between Azure Blob and Azure Data Lake?
In a data lake, we can have various kinds of data can be saved. In Azure Blog, it is like a cloud service where we can save various files and various formats of data as well. And we mean in Azure Blocks, files can also be saved, but in a data lake, mostly data can be saved, not in file formats.
Okay. So I will give you a scenario. I just wanted to understand. So what are all the services that you will pick? Okay. Sorry. What are all the services that you will pick? And then how do you make sure the end-to-end solution is designed? Okay. It's again a regular scenario. I'm not giving something new. Okay. But I wanted to understand a component wise and why are you picking and then what are the components that you will be picking and then why. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say you have the data which is coming from the multiple systems. When I say multiple systems, it can be the data is coming from SQL, coming from Oracle, coming from SAP, coming from the CRM or ERP system, right? And coming from APIs and coming from files also.
Mhm.
Okay. So when the data is coming from the different, and then you wanted to kind of show the end layer reports, okay, into the CEO, for example, right? We wanted to implement, and it's not just the batch data. We also need to kind of implement a real time, at least some of the numbers like okay, the total sale amount, okay, sale amount by the branch. Okay, it's like a maybe 1 minute, 2 minute delay with the difference of 1 or 2 minute delay. We will need to have those particular results as a real time, and then the remaining else will be the batch load. Okay. So the data is there in the on-prem systems, cloud systems, and then it is there in the other cloud like AWS or GCP also, right? You are extracting them,
Okay.
right? What are the okay? How do you design a solution to kind of have this in place to have a common analytical reporting?
Uh, we can use Azure Fabrics where we can have use the pipelines to extract the data from various data sources, and then we can format the data in the fabrics, and then we can using SQL, PySpark, or Python, and then we can generate the reports. It can be happen in Azure Fabrics itself. It provides various components and services to perform these all the operations.
Can you explain about those components and then can you elaborate maybe little this next level
Yeah,
and then implementation module?
in pipelines we have link services which will be where we will be configuring the connections of the sources, and then we will be performing the adding the activity, which whether it is a copy activity or others, and then we will be where we will be, and in the link services we will be having the target destination where in which warehouse we have to save the data, and then we will be triggering that pipeline as per our requirements. It can be a scheduled trigger or a event trigger or a trembling window trigger, And once the trigger is done, we will check the logs whether it is successful, or if there is any issue we will resolve it. And that once the data is transferred to the target location, we will extract the data. We will look into the data using the notebooks, where we will write the code in a SQL Server or PySpark or Python. In the notebooks, we will check whether the using the notebooks and clusters, we will be checking the data, and we will be making the changes to the data. Like if there is null values, we can add zero or blank values inside it. Like those changes we can make, and then we can normalize the data when we can divide that table into multiple tables as we required. And then once it is done, we can write a another query where we can generate a report, and we can use it to create analytical reports, and we can present it to the client using a Power BI, or we can also use Power BI, or in Azure Fabric itself, they are providing the graphical representations. We can do that as well.
Okay. Let's say that you are getting the sorry data from the one source, which is a database. Okay.
Mhm.
And from that particular database, you need to get around 200 tables data.
Mhm.
Okay. And in order to get that particular data, right, it is taking longer time.
Okay.
Okay. So it is taking longer time. You're using the data factory to get that data to the data lake. And what are all the approaches that you will try to reduce the time and increase the performance?
So we can increase the memory allocation of the pipeline, or we can in the activity we can try to add batches in the to make sure the less in batch wise, we can divide that tables into multiple batches, and we can pass them.
Why do you need a multiple batches? How do you specify the batches? Because it's a 200 tables, right? When you say batch, what it is?
We can take every single table, and we can do that, or we can check the logs where which table is taking more time, and we can create a separate activity for it, and we can run it in the pipeline, so that the two activities can be running at the same time.
Default data factory is already giving that particular the parallel processing, right?
Yes.
So why do we need to do it again?
If any table is taking more time, right, instead of running it in a single activity, we can create multiple activities, and we can add the which the table we move those tables into that activity, and we can do that. That's what I mean.
Let's say let's say if we have the 50 tables which are taking a longer time, if we create a 50 different activities to perform to.
uh, in that 15 tables, we will check which table is taking more time, or then we can only use them only.
But I'm saying all the 15 tables out of 200 tables, all those 15 tables are taking a longer time. It's
Mm.
not just one or two, right? So do we need to create a 15 activities? So what about in the production? In the production, You might be running it in a dev and then it is taking a time, and in the production it might be taking a more than 50 tables. It might be a 30 or 40 tables, right? So
Mm.
how does it work? I mean, you don't have that activity, additional activity for performing that, right?
Mm. In that case, we can increase the memory of the pipeline.
Can we increase the memory of a pipeline? Is there a configuration at a pipeline in that we can do?
If the RAM of the we are using for every service, certain RAM will be allocated, right? We can increase that RAM size.
Okay, okay, fine. So do you have a hands-on knowledge with Databricks?
Yes.
Okay. So let's suppose that there is a data in one of the command. Okay. Sorry, there is a query in the one of the command where it is trying to get the data from the multiple data tables, and it is performing some join operation, union operation, aggregation operation in that particular query to derive the results of something, whatever the business requires. That query is taking a longer time. Maybe it is taking 1 or 2 hours to kind of complete it. So how do we troubleshoot that? What is causing the issue, and then how do we identify the root cause for it?
So if it is taking more time, we can check the logs why it is taking more time. Inside that, we can find the root cause and we can do it. We can resolve the user as per the root cause, or if we can use there are other methods as repartition and
Mhm.
uh, catch and variables are also there is a joint. I can't exactly remember the name. Yeah,
Okay.
we can it will read only joint is available. Once we can create it and we can use it in our
Mhm.
query, and we can
Okay.
optimize that code. Thus, those are some of the ways to optimize the code.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Yeah. I get it, Shirish. I think I'm good for now. Uh, uh, Before we wrap up, do you have any queries for me?
No, nothing at the moment.
Okay. Okay, Shirish. It's a nice talking to you, and then our HR will let you know the next steps. Okay.
Okay.
And thank you for your time. Have a very good day.